20th of June 2024 made it exactly 2 years since I arrived in the UK. Sincerely, it's been a roller coaster of both positive and negative experiences. I'm sincerely grateful to God for how far He's really brought me and helped me. I've learned lots of vital lessons which within the course of my stay in the UK I've shared with friends and as many that came across my way. They've attested that this has really helped them as well. This is my simple way of sharing to you, my YouTube community, a bit about the life in the UK, the vital lessons I've learned for these 2 years I've spent in the UK. I'm also vulnerable enough to share with you the mistakes I've made, and this is particularly to help as many who are settling in the UK or you plan to relocate to the UK. It's specially made for you so that you don't make these similar mistakes I've made. So with the guys I'm going to share with you, I believe that you will have a better experience than myself. So stick with me to the end of this video. Grab your popcorn, your notebook and your pen. You're definitely going to learn a lot from this. Welcome again to all my returning subscribers. I love you so much. Thank you for your support always. If you are new to this channel, this is a lovely community where you learn about many updates regarding UK visas and immigration, how you could get visa sponsorship jobs to come over to the UK. From time to time, I share about scholarship that can help you study abroad with ease. If these are content that interest you or you think it's going to benefit anyone you know, kindly smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified each time I upload any video that can guide you or anyone you know. Before we go further into the details of this video, like this video. You're certainly going to get value from it. And if you do, share to your family and friends because they'll be grateful you did. To allow me to do justice to this topic, I'm going to be speaking about the vital lessons and the mistakes under subheadings. So one of the mistakes I made was with banking, okay? So within my first year in the UK, when I came into the UK and I was waiting to get my BROB card, someone referred me to join a bank, an online bank, which I don't want to mention the name right now. So this online bank was one that if you transfer money from it, they charge you. If somebody pays money into your account, they charge you for it. And being my first bank in the UK, I didn't know that UK you can actually make transfers with no charges. So I kept using this bank, paying the money they will debit from you a month is up to £50. And I tell no lies, because you are paying each time you make any transfer. Even when you didn't even make transfer, it was worse than some of those banks back home where I was coming from. And I didn't get to know this until I relocated in June. So when my husband joined me in August, he opened Revolut. Revolut is an online bank. So, and he was making transfers and there was no charges. I was like, really? Is this real? And just imagine June, July, I've been spending how much on every transfer. And they don't just charge you £1 something. You will just be on your own and you see that they've charged you. That's the nature of this bank. Because of my personality, I don't like to really spoil people's name in public, but in private, I can tell you what the bank is. So you can book a one-to-one consultation. I'll tell you what that bank is. Please avoid that bank at all possible because it's an online bank though. So that's how I switched to Revolut. Switching to Revolut looks like heaven on earth. So I gave my employer the account number to be paying my salary into Revolut. I used Revolut for some months. I'm still using Revolut. However, when I went on maternity leave, that was quite a financial challenging moment for us because I came in pregnant, so I wasn't entitled to statutory maternity pay. I had to apply for maternity allowance for government, which was really minimal compared to what you earn or what you can get if I was entitled to statutory maternity pay. So it was quite a financially challenging period for my family. And there was a time when we really needed to get something. My husband's phone got spoiled abruptly and we didn't have the money to purchase the phone we wanted. So we were like, okay, can we use the credit system? You can't imagine that when they did the credit checks, my credit score was very, very poor. And one of the reasons was because I did not have any physical bank. It's easier for these credit referencing agencies to track your transactions with your physical banks, your direct debits and everything, and increase your credit score. But I didn't know about that. So I spent my 9 months and something without any impact on my credit score. So we were unable to even get the phone on credit. as we wanted at that time. So we had to make do of what we had, even at that time. So it was from then that I had to open a physical bank. So one of the vital lessons I learned from that is that, please, when you come over to the UK, online banks are good. Right now, I still use Revolut. There are transactions I want to do, I use Revolut. But my salary account is a physical bank. I use Barclays. Some persons say HSBC is very good. Most persons recommend NatWest, HSBC, and the like. So anyone you feel comfortable with. But please, before you open a physical bank, just go online and see their reviews and choose the one that you are very comfortable with. Don't say, because this one is so close to my house, I want to open it. You don't need to always visit. Because it's a physical bank doesn't mean that most of your transactions is still going to be online. So even though it's far and it's the one you are comfortable with, kindly choose it, because it's going to have a better impact on your credit score. If you want to know much about this credit score system, how to improve your credit score, glory be to God, my credit score is good now because I've improved it. I can make a detailed video on that. Please, you just need to highlight that on the description. The vital lesson is, please, when you come into the UK, don't just use the online banks, Revolut, Monzo, and the likes. You can have that, but make sure you open a physical bank. Set your direct debit, if possible, to those physical banks, because it's easier to be traced, okay, by these credit referencing agencies that needs to increase your credit score. The second one I'm going to be talking about is with shopping. Now, this one is a big one. One of the vital lessons I've learned about shopping in the UK is that you need to learn to compare prices. You can buy an object in shop A for £20 and buy that same object in shop B for £10–15. It's the same thing, it's the same value, but because it's different shop. So for instance, if you are shopping for groceries, shops like Aldi, Lidl are the cheapest you can go to for groceries. You can even check on your Google. When we arrived in the UK, I was doing shop by Prezi. I'll explain what I meant by that. In my first day in the UK, my temporary accommodation was close to Aldi. I didn't know what God did for me when it was close to Aldi. So I kept buying things from Aldi, and I felt so comfortable. I bought things, which was very perfect, because Aldi things are cheap, and it's not like they say, because it's cheap, it's not quality. Yeah, there's a lot of quality control. So even though Aldi things are cheap, they still have quality, okay? So when I now moved to a permanent accommodation, the one that was close to my house was Co-op. Somebody shouting, yeah, now I believe so. So the Co-op shop was close to my house. And because I was shopping by Prezi when I was in my temporary accommodation, I continued the same. Each time I remember how much I spent shopping in a Co-op shop for my first, and I didn't even have a cooperative membership card, because that is another thing that can reduce the cost you pay. So I was buying things like almost ×2 of the original price. Shopping in Co-op, most especially when you don't even have a membership card, is super expensive. It's not something that you should venture in if you are not comfortable with. You know your financial level. For somebody that is just coming into the UK, you are trying to settle and you are just there buying things. No, that was a very wrong decision I did. And I did it out of ignorance. I just felt, this one is close to my house. And I wasn't comparing prices. If I had compared prices, I would have known that, I'm spending too much. What made me realize was when I went on mat leave, I wasn't entitled to pay, like I stated earlier. And my husband was the one doing majorly the jobs. The maternity allowance I was receiving was just to supplement at that time. So it was then I realized that I had to cut my coat according to my clothes. I started comparing prices, and I found out that it was a total waste of money to be shopping in local shops by Prezi. It's easier for you to plan your shopping, go to Lidl, buy what you need, go to Aldi, buy what you need. The transport fare you will pay there, if you feel it's far away, it may just be the difference between one product you buy. Let's say, for instance, the Aldi, if I take public transport, I pay £2 there. I pay £2, but that's £4. There's a product I can buy in Aldi that will cost me £10. When I buy it in, for instance, Co-op and Sainsbury, I can buy it for £14–15. So you see that only one product alone has covered your transportation costs you use in going. Even though you take cab, it's still worth it. So please take note of that. It's one of those vital lessons I've learned. In essence, avoid local shop as much as you can, except it's once in a while and you feel like, there's something I need to buy for me. Not like you are doing your major shopping. You are doing your major shoppings on local shops. They are more expensive. For instance, the Tesco Express shops are, their things are more expensive than the main Tesco shop. So those local ones, the little outlet, the express one, their things are more expensive. So it's essential that you plan your shopping. Another major mistake I made was in my first stay in the UK, because I was pregnant at that time. So some of the things I bought, there are things that did not size me. You know what? I did not understand that you could do return policies. So I wasn't returning, I was just piling them in the house and it was a waste. So please, in UK, the return policy is so perfect. Some of them will even give you 30 days returns, 90 days return. I've heard of some teenagers say that they will go, they will take the, they will buy the clothes, they will wear it, wash it, and then return it again, because those ones is now the abuse of return policy. I'm not saying you should abuse it, but when you buy a product and you find out that you cannot use it, please return. Don't be like Victory in my first day in the UK, that everything I buy, if I cannot use it, I'll just leave it. Those things were just a waste, total waste of money. Almost 90% of what you are shopping in the shops, aside some of the underwears and the likes, that those ones they will tell you that you can't return it. If it's not your size, it's not your size, you keep it. Many of them can be returned. Please utilize return policy and don't be wasting your money and be piling things up that you will throw one day away. Still on shopping, another mistake I made was not understanding how the system works entirely. So still on shopping, for instance, it's always best for you to wait for sale season to stock up your wardrobe. UK operates in seasons. There are some clothes you buy now that you can't use when this is summer. So there are some clothes you buy in summer you can't use in winter because you need a thicker version of it. So this is what they do. When summer is coming to an end, they will be doing massive sales. At that time, some clothes that they sell for £50 will be sold for £5. So that's the time that people are wise enough to stock their wardrobe. But when I came into the UK, anytime I just walk into the shop, I say, oh, I need one shirt. I'll buy it for £30. Then later you find, why is this person dressing so well? And me, I don't even have the money. You think because you don't have the hundreds of pounds to spend on clothing. But no. I remember one of my aunts telling me that, Victory, don't be wasting your money to be buying £10 this, £20 this one that does not even have quality. Wait for sale season. If you want to spend £10 on a clothes, that cloth may even be worth £150. UK has that thing. They do it every year. It's not like they stopped. Please, when winter is getting over, watch out, save up, because they are going to do sales. So that's the time you stock up the jacket, the sticker one that you need to use for the next winter. The same thing applies to summer. Otherwise, you just happen to spend £100 for what somebody else. I learned in a very hard way. I remember there was a particular jacket I bought from Primark. That I was used to shopping in only Primark because I felt it was the cheapest. Now I shop in different places, but I wait for sales. I shop in M&S, River Island, but I utilize the sales to get myself dressed properly and my family as well. I remember buying this jacket for £30 and I was like, oh, this jacket is nice. Somebody else was buying it before my eyes for, is it £5 on that day? And I was like, the person was like, sorry, oh, it's you that don't want to wait for sales. I was like, the same jacket can be sold for a lesser amount, but it's just for you. It's more like it's a test of your patience. But does that mean that if you come into the UK now and it's very cold, you shouldn't dress yourself warm? I'm not saying that. When you need, you can buy one or two that you need urgently, but don't go and buy 10 that you will not use. Wait, buy the two you need, then when sales season come, you can stock up to 8 and as many as you want for the next one. So that's one of the ways you can really save money when you are in the UK. Also, if you feel it's quite urgent, you need to get it, there are many charity shops you can purchase things affordably. For some of these clothes in charity, some of them did not even use it at all and they donated it to charity. Some parents have used it and they dashed it away. Some of them will still be in good shape. If you are comfortable with it, it's a cheaper option that you can explore when you feel it's so urgent, you can't wait for sales season. It's a cheaper option you can explore. But when you are waiting for sales season, most of them come brand new. The third one I'm going to mention is that I regret not downloading the necessary apps I should download. I'll start from a Happy app. There's this app called a Happy app. So my company I work for used Happy app to give retail discounts to all their employees. So if having that app, when I buy things in shops like Primark, TK Maxx, I don't pay everything. You just pay a percentage because the company has paid some for you. My first year in the UK, I did not know about that. So I was paying 100% for everything until I realized that you can download that app, input your employee number and everything. It's similar to the blue light card. Some people think it's just for NHS workers. No, I use the blue light card and I don't work with the NHS presently. So it's not just for NHS workers. For those in prison services can use it. For other governmental services, you can use it. If you work in a care home, you can use it. If you work as a support worker, you can use it. If you order from Shein, you know it's 15% off, right? It's not just Shein. There are many opportunities that you can have discount for when you have a blue light card. And the membership is just £5 a year, I think 4.99 a year, which is very good, which is very affordable. So I regret not using those retail discounts that were available to me. So hence, I spent too much and I did not save as much. Another app that was very relevant is the HMRC app. With this app, some persons are able to calculate how much they will earn a month even before the salary comes. Some persons keep complaining they are taxed too much and taxed too much. If you are using this app appropriately, it will tell you the number of shifts you will do. This is the trick you can do with it. Let's say you are contracted 36 hours per week. So in a month, you're expected to do at least 144 hours. Now, if you have that app and you put 150 hours, it may tell you, if you do this, you will earn 25. If you now put 170 hours, it will not tell you you will earn 26. You know that tax is going to take a lot of it. So that's how some persons are able to maximize doing overtime, yet not paying too much tax. So that app is very important. The gov.uk app is very important to get updated because UK immigration laws are very erratic. I do my best on this channel to update you, but I tell you there's still more. Please download Google Map. It's very important. Another app I really trivialized was the Uber app. I had both. I had my city taxi, so I was like, that's fine. But I traveled to some places within the United Kingdom that both did not cover. And I was almost stranded trying to look for a taxi. And sometimes their city taxis can be very expensive. So that Uber app, all the cities, all of them, that my city taxi and the boats, all of them, Uber was reliable to them. Different persons can have their experiences, but from my own experiences, that was an app that I really trivialized initially, but I have it now. So please, all the necessary apps you need to make life easy for you in the UK, please have them in your phones. Another vital lesson, which is too late for me to learn now, but I pass it on, is that please try to learn the skill before coming. As much as you can. If you can drive, I regret not learning how to drive before I left Nigeria to the UK. Frankly, I regret not learning how to drive. Learning how to drive in the UK has really cost me a lot. If you know how to drive from your home country, perfect. If you don't know how to drive, if you can learn how to drive before coming, you are doing yourself a massive favor and you're going to save some money from that, okay? And if you have learned, try to come with an international driver's license. It matters a lot. I can't overemphasize this. I'm going to leave a link to the video I made so that you can understand the reason why you really need to do this. A skill, even though it's hairdressing, even though it's barbing, even though it's photography, it will pay off. Let's leave it short and simple. Is it the third now or the fourth aspect? But the major aspect I would really want to shed more light on is on savings and investment. Frankly, I've learned that before you embark on any saving and investment plan, make your thorough research. If you've not researched on it, don't embark on it. Make your thorough research. And as much as possible, if you can save, somebody advised me that if you can save at least 20% of what you earn, it's very good. I learned this lesson in a very hard way. Let's not go much into that for now. So please, savings and investment, make your thorough research. If you are 40 years and below, you can get free £1,000 each tax year if you contribute £4,000 in any of these saving platform. It's called the lifetime ISA. I didn't know about the lifetime ISA on time. Maybe one would have found in one way or the other to save £4,000 in the first year in the UK. And if I have done that, I would have had an extra £1,000 to roll over into the second year in the UK. I got to know about it. However, even the little contributions I made in the last tax year, I got 25% bonus. And this can be used to get your first house in the UK or it's be withdrawn when you get to your retirement age. So most times people just use it to get their first house in the UK, but this is government giving you extra £1,000 for free. This is tax free and it's not part of public fund though. It's not part of public fund. So it's a good saving platform that you can use. You get overseas, many persons will be telling you saving this, saving the other ones. See, don't be embarking on risky venture. Another major regret we made, what made me lose some of the money in my first year in the UK was trying to invest back home. Investing back home, don't get me wrong, is not bad, but you need to make your thorough research. Don't invest in something that you are not sure of, and then when you lose the money, people will just say, "Oh, we move on." So, but it can be avoided. I've made my own mistake, and this is the reason why I'm telling you. Sometimes you invest in something, and when the currency is not stable, when you want to be convert back, you find out that, let's say you invested £100 to naira, and when the proceed, the so-called proceed comes out, you find out that it's even less than £50 because of the instability of the currency. So please be wise in your investment. Still on this, we really made some financial, I and my husband really made some financial mistakes in our first year in the UK. But I know this video is getting so long now. We may share it on another video, so watch out for that video. If you got value from this we've shared thus far, kindly smash that like button. Expect more from this channel, and I'll see you in my next video. For the meantime, stay blessed. Bye.